Hey, remember all that hullabaloo that kicked off in Russia a few weeks ago with the Wagner uprising and then Yevgeny Prigozhin dying mysteriously in a plane crash? Well, I predicted those things would happen months ago on my stream. And now I'm not saying that I'm Nostradamus, but I am generally handsome, I have a great beard, and I'm really good at predicting things. And now, for your viewing pleasure, I'm going to lay out a list of things that I think are going to happen within the next 12 months or in 2024 generally. Yeah, I'm pulling a little bit of chicanery there. I'm saying within the next year, but if it doesn't happen in the next 12 months, I'm going to say what I meant was in 2024. So I'm giving myself another 3 months of wiggle room. Okay, so my first prediction is about a British discount retail shoe store called Shoe Zone. And I think that in the next year, the store will have to close all of its stores, or it will be forced to admit that over the last decade, it's simply being a front for illicit money laundering, because that store doesn't ever have customers. If you go on Google Maps and you look at the front of every Shoe Zone over the last decade, you will see at most a smattering of people in there who have probably accidentally stumbled in the store. No one shops there because they sell tin pot versions of real shoes, and no one wants to wear them because it would make you unpopular. You know, they sell Nikes and Adidas and shit. I even think that the financial director isn't real. I think it's like an alias or a character they're playing as a prank, because the first one they had was called Peter Foot, and the second one was called Terry Boot. I have their Wikipedia page pulled open. It seems like a joke, and I think it's a swizz that they're pulling on us. So how is it possible that they have 330 stores over the UK when no one buys anything in them unless it's a conspiracy? So that's my first prediction. Now, my second prediction, I've said so many times on my stream that my community is starting to get browned off with me. But I think that over the next year, the Prime hydration drink that was popularized by KSI and Logan Paul will be sold to a different drink company, and there it will die. I say that because KSI and Logan Paul did a great job of marketing the drink, but they did it as a sort of commodity because it was really difficult to get the drink because of it being in low supply. And so you became sort of popular just by having it. But now that it's everywhere, that drink is dying a rapid death. And so you walk past sort of tat stores and they'll have Prime t-shirts, and none of them are sold. A basket of like Prime squishies, then like 20 for £1 because they're trying to get rid of them. And it's like every fad before us, they're just dying out and no one wants it. And the way I see it, so far the drinks haven't been good enough to stand the test of time without KSI and Logan Paul. And I don't think that if they sold the company to someone else, that KSI and Logan Paul are going to sign on to be, you know, promoters of the drink anymore, because it's not bringing in the money to make it worth it to attach their image to. And so I think that the company will be bought by Coke, or maybe not Coke, and there it will die. It'll die without KSI and without Logan Paul, and that's it. Done. Kaput. And now for my third prediction. Every list is not complete without there being a death prediction, because everyone has their appointment in tomorrow, right? And now it is the time, sadly, for Morgan Freeman. Now, I was having a hard time choosing between Michael Caine and Morgan Freeman. Michael Caine is 90, so you'd think, oh, it's going to be Michael Caine. But if statistics have taught me anything, black people, my gut's just telling me that Morgan Freeman's on his way out. So I couldn't not go with my gut. I've been watching a lot of Morgan Freeman videos recently, like interviews on the TV and stuff. And what I realized is, you know, beloved man, we all love him, a heart of gold, like amazing voice. Really, really boring though. Like an interviewer would ask him a question and it'd be in depth. It was like he did an AMA on Reddit too, where the same thing happened. They ask really elaborate questions, really reverent questions too, and his response would be short and curt and would answer nothing. They go, oh, Morgan Freeman, what was it like when you were preparing for your role in The Shawshank Redemption? You know, your character of Red was a really deep character, and, you know, he had this dark backstory and he was dealing with a situation he was placed in. What was that like, Morgan Freeman? And then his response would be, well, I read the script and then I said the words. Yeah, thanks a lot, Morgan. That's sick. Anyway, that's what I think. I think Morgan Freeman's on his way out. Very sad, and I'll be sad for a good day when he dies. But at least we know from that documentary we saw, Bruce Almighty, Evan Almighty doesn't exist. We saw that he's God, isn't he? So he's gonna be okay. Now, a very quick and not very elaborate one, I think The Simpsons are going to announce that the show will be ending. Now, I don't think that it's going to end in the next year. I think they'll announce the end of the show will be in 7 years. I think they're going to do 40 seasons, but they're going to announce that it's ending in 7 years in order to try and get us jaded people that grew up watching it to go back and enjoy the final days. Sort of in the same way that you go to visit your nan when she's on her deathbed because, you know, you feel bad that you weren't there for the last 10 years. I think that they'll say it's ending then, and then we'll go back and we'll go, oh, you know what? It was shit in the final days, just like that. And then my final prediction is that Kanye West's current marriage to his wife will come to an end, and she'll do a TV circuit of interviews detailing all of the rhubarb that Kanye West forced her to get up to in the last 2 years. And I bet it's going to be weird shit. It's going to be like, he would call me Kim Kardashian. As we all know, he's sort of been trying to force her into the mold of Kim Kardashian. I think that he probably calls her that. He's just trying to get into some mental space where he thinks he's still with Kim Kardashian. So he'll probably call her that to her, you know, face, probably show her pictures of Kim Kardashian and go, hey, can you make yourself look like this today? And then there's probably going to be some hodgepodge of weird shit that's like, he wouldn't eat after midnight because he was scared of turning into a gremlin, and just a bunch of other crazy shit, because that's Kanye, right? And he'll think that he's forced her to sign some NDA, and then it'll just be like written on a piece of toilet paper and not legally binding, and then we get to enjoy Kanye West unfurl before our eyes once again. Anyway, those are my predictions. I don't know how many I've laid out. I don't want to nose up the edit by saying, because I might cut some out. So those are my predictions. In a year, I'll come back right here. Not in this house, I'm moving, but I will review this video and we'll see just how many I got wrong. And with that, good night. So subscribe.